Hello YouTube, this is the Lightsworn Joker coming at you with a deck profile of pure Lightsworn. Quick background, I'm going to be joining the Lightsworn channel. It's a Pojo channel that's going to be created to make videos on Lightsworn decks. But if you want to see my main channel, link will be over here. Ding! I think R Fox, he's another Pojo person, has a link over here. Ding! I'm not sure if M10 does, but if he does, it'll be right there. But he doesn't get a ding. He's done no, so no ding. But anyways, I'll be going over pure Lightsworn, some personal cards that could help, and I'm not sure if they'll allow me to do dual videos between Lightsworn decks. I'll see. But yeah, and I'll try and cover as many variations as I can. First up, 2 Judgment Dragon. It's the heart of the Lightsworn. It's the boss monster, basically. Since this format occurred, it is the only way for the deck to have any competitive abilities. It's just JD. If you're trying to run Lightsworn and you don't know what this is, then quit the deck. I'm just kidding, but still. All right. Next up for the Lightsworn monsters, since I'm running pure, I'm going to run 3 Celestia. If you're not running pure Lightsworn, like a Twilight variation or Monarch Sworn or something, you don't have to run 3. I'm a little depressed here. Can you guys see why I'm depressed? I'll look at it closely. Very depressing. These are good. Depressing. But yeah. Alright, next up, I run 3 Wulf, the Lightsworn Beast. Like I said, if you're running straight Lightsworn, you get more of the milling abilities because more of the Lightsworns will add the mill engine. Also, consistency issues don't appear as much as something like a Twilight deck, a Vayu Sworn, a Flamvell Sworn, Christia Sworn, a bunch of things with Sworn in the end. Plus, Wulf's, in my mind, if you're going to run pure Lightsworn, you need to run 3 now. He's a beat stick, he's 21 beat, he's the beat stick. It's probably one of the best mills you can get now that Guard is at 1. Next up, the heart of the deck that's now at 1, Tears. Lumina. Probably the best Lightsworn ever to exist, which needs to be at 2 at least, or 3, I'll be happy. But anyways, Lumina is basically the center of the deck. It's just a Zombie Master with a different name, except it doesn't lose out to book like Zombie Master. Next up, Garoth. You only have to run 1. Last format 2 was pretty much considered 1 or 2 was stable. I ran 2 because of the draw engine and the plussing. But now you have to run it at 1 since you mainly only got its effect with the Lumina. But now you can make a good field if you have this in Aurkus. Next up, Aurkus. Aurkus is probably a huge force this format. It's very important. The only thing that he's not good against is Machina Gadget. GB. Tell me what answer doesn't have it. Book of Moon, Murmillo, Compulsionary Evacuation Device, Geyserus, Blackwing, Icarus Attack, Gale, 3 book. Even Infernities, girl. There are 2 Mistworm combo at the start. With Aurkus on the field, you can ruin it. If you have Aurkus and something else, you're going to live through the combo, because they're going to go Mistworm, some other random synchro, and they're most likely going to go Catastor if they're smart. That's going to be their way out. Or, another popular deck this format, Frog Monarch, because I'm going to tell you now, me and my brother did this. Frog Monarch versus Lightsworn. I put this on the field, he scooped every game. He can no longer do anything. He just sat there and watched. So, Aurkus at 1 or 2. If you're not running 2, you should side the other one this format. But, I'm sorry, it's just too beastie not to get over. Next up, Ehren the Lightsworn Monk. Ehren, I know most people don't agree with her, but in straight Lightsworn she's good at mained. Another reason is because a lot of decks are setting it right now, especially X-Sabers. They have these guys, Emmer's Blade and Dark Soul, which they run 3 Dark Souls normally, and 2 Emmers has pretty much become the regular build. That gives them, if there's a 40 card deck, 40 divided by 5 is 8. So 1 in 8 cards they're going to draw this. So most likely they're going to open up with it and set if they don't have a pretty good setup. Other decks that set, if you ever see an Infernity set a monster, it most likely means they either drew 3 monsters or they need their Consecrated Light on the field. But there's a third option. I just forgot to say it. It means they didn't draw a good hand and they're setting their Infernity monster, because they didn't draw Inferno. Meaning this is a good way to put that monster back in the deck. I'm trying to think, what other decks are there? There's Flamevale Cat, Singer Cat. Okay. Main deck is going to hit X-Sabers. If you aren't maining one, at least side it for X-Sabers. You're going to need it against them. It's not fair giving free +1s for nothing. Next up, Jain. Jain's always been good at 1 card. It's a good beat stick, and it mills 2 cards. There's nothing much you can say about it besides it kills Thunder King, which, yeah, and it's a continuous effect, so it can dodge things like Chariot, Doomcaliber Knight, and etc. So this hits Doomcal, you win. Go continuous. Next up, 2 Lylas. In Lightsworn, Lyla is always going to be a staple at 2, no matter what variation. I'm sorry. Lyla is just back row control. Although it's not as good as something like, I think the only one that ever got priority to destroy back row was Stratos if you had another one, or Fortune Lady's Wind. It may not get priority, but summoning this means that they're going to have to chain whatever it is now. You're going to force the activation of cards. Most likely you're going to summon this before you summon JD to clear the field, if you didn't play any of your back row destruction cards. Next up, 2 Ryko. Ryko is becoming at 2 card this format. As long as Lumina is at 1, you're going to need something to fill the place, and Ryko is always good. Can't say much about it. It's a good 1-for-1 card. This is probably the best flip effect monster in the game right now, just because I think even MCole40 would agree there. I think he sides him. I met him once. Alright, 2 Honest. Honest, it's a defense backbone of the deck. You're most likely only going to run Honest and Lightsworn variations that run Beckoning, so yeah. And it's best in Pure. Because purity is perfection. Go Bible for the win. Card Trooper. Card Trooper is a 19-beat stick, it mills 3, and it's a floater. Can't go wrong with this format, I'm sorry, it helps. Gorz, I think it should be obvious. Necro Gardna, yeah, he's a G, guys, he's a G. Necro Gardna, if it was at more than 1, everyone would be running more, but since it's at 1, you have to run it there. Then you put that back to 2, there's no point with that and Burial. Plaguespreader Virus, it adds tuning ability to the deck. If you want, you can tech a Gale also, that would be another personal tech choice. Gale helps the deck a little. For spells, Charge, Staple, Search card. I don't know why this is at 1 and Whirlwind gets to be at 2. I mean, come on, continuous versus 1 card. Yeah, well, whatever. Go put it back up. 3 Recharge, it's the draw engine of the deck. Plus, in my mind, this is better than a draw engine. This is draw plus mill. And the deck needs milling early in game. 1 Sarc. You can tech 2, it's all personal choice. It's not so great mid-game, that's why I only run the 1. Foolish Burial, targeting Wulfs, Necro Gardna, and Plague, and the 4th Lightsworn name if need be. Also, if you need something for Beckoning. 1 Monster Reincarnation. This is... You don't need it anymore. Nowadays, you only need 2 Beckonings, but if you want to run, if you don't want to run this, I would recommend another Sarc. But that's just me. Next up, Brain Control. It's a game winner, what can I say? And I do run Plague. But game winner. My body is a shield to stop interfering plays such as Bottomless, a Mirror Match, Dark Arm Dragon. I don't think X-Sabers do much destruction effects. I don't think this can negate Saber Slash, because Saber Slash destroys their resolution and doesn't target. Heavy Storm, Cold Wave, Trunade. Heavy, Cold Wave set up for big plays, and Trunade, big plays. And I'd rather run Trunade over MST. For defensive part of the deck, 2 T-Roars. T-Roar mainly for stalling, keeping Lumina protected, and for Infernity hate. Everyone hates this deck. Everyone knows it's true. Mirror Force, just kind of more destruction. Torrential, it's alright. You don't have to run Torrential really in Lightsworn, because it can swarm enough for this can sometimes nag you. But yeah. And 2 Beckoning. Alright, YouTube, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to post my side deck, because I haven't got much information from what they need from me. If you want me to post it, or any recommendations, PM me at my channel. Like I said, I'll put the link down here. I'll put the link to all the Pojo people down here, and the forums. But thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe to the Lightsworn channel, and I guess have a great day.